We get older frames from Larson Jewell in Calgary. We have them pre-built because we used to build them ourselves in the old days. The problem is when you get a molding, you go to your molding bin and you want to put a frame together and you find out it's really warped or it's got scratches on it or whatever, and we just found it a lot easier just to have them build it. So we get them built by Larson Jewell. They come in every Wednesday. They come in. They have their own truck from Calgary, and then all we do is assemble the frames. That is, put the picture in it, so in the glass and so on. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So when you get a frame in, always inspect the edges. Make sure there's no nicks or anything like that. Sometimes you might get a faulty one, so we don't want to do that. And then always measure it. Even though you ordered a 10 by 20, you got to make sure it actually is a 10 by 20. Because you never know. Okay, I'm going to cut some glass now on my Fletcher 3000. We get glass in a lot of different sizes. The one we use the most is a 16 by 20 size. So we have to set this up with the glass cutter, and so I'm going to turn it to the glass cutter. And slide the glass. Now notice I'm wearing cotton gloves. That's to keep so I don't fingerprint the glass all up. We buy this glass from Larson Jewell, and it comes in, and it's clean. It's washed and everything, ready to do. And so you don't want to get fingerprints all over it. You'd be cleaning the glass. So that's done. Here's my glass. So once you've got the frame where you like it, where there's no dust in it, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put all the flex points in to hold that thing down. We want it to be solid. We don't want it moving around. So we want to put lots of them in. And then one last inspection before we do the next step. Make sure there's no dirt anywhere. Surface, it doesn't matter. Okay. So looking good. So next step is to, we're going to put brown paper on the back so that we don't get dust in here. Okay, this is a tape gun. It puts a rubber kind of glue on the substrate. They call it ATG tape. It's an ATG gun, again bought from Larson Jewell. And all you do is pull the trigger and put that tape along here. It's more like a kind of like a rubber glue more than a tape, really. It's just a tape dispenser. And you don't want it to overlap the frame. People don't like that when the picture sticks to the wall. So make sure it's on the inside of the molding, like so. Okay. And then we want to put this brown paper. I buy this brown paper in long rolls, again from Larson Jewell. And I'm just going to lie it down there, and I'm going to rub it down. Just like that. And this is just to prevent dust from getting in here. We went through all that trouble of getting the dust, rid of the dust. We want to make sure that the dust stays out of there. So then you just fold the paper like so, along each edge, and then we want to cut it off. So like I cut it back maybe a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the molding, using a sharp X-Acto knife. one edge done. And we do all 4 edges the same way. Notice how I'm working on top of a piece of foam core. That's so I can turn the frame without actually turning the frame. I can turn the whole thing. It just makes it easier, and you're not going to worry about scratching something. You know, especially if you have a real delicate frame or something, you could scratch it by moving it around like that. So it kind of stays in one place, and you just move the foam core. Sometimes you have to do it a few times. There we go. Now you inspect it one more time before you go on to the next step. Make sure it's still clean.